Without Micah Parsons, I just don't think they're going to be able to slow anybody down.
One of the things that we always take into consideration is when the greats speak, right? Though we always talk about the 90s teams and how we covet them so much. Well, on the broadcast the other night, when the Cowboys weren't even playing, one of the greats, Cowboys, Hall of Famer, Super Bowl winning quarterback, Troy Aikman, had some things to say about Jerry Jones and the Micah Parsons contract. Let's see what he said.
If you're Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys, how do you try to win or be great without Micah Parsons?
Well, you can't be. That's his leverage. His leverage is they can't win without him. Without Micah Parsons, I just don't think they're going to be able to slow anybody down. I mean, he's a total game wrecker, and he's proven that, and he's certainly worth every penny that he's ultimately going to get paid. The longer it goes, the more money he's going to make, so I wouldn't stress too much if I was him, but that essentially is the only leverage. Now, what are the Cowboys going to do? You think I know the answer to that? Jerry has shown that he'll pay top dollar, so I mean, this obviously could have been done sooner at a lower price, but the longer they wait, like I said, the price just continues to go up for Micah Parsons. And what could they get for him if they were to trade for him? I mean, it's hard to imagine what they might be able to get for him. I mean, he is a generational talent, and like I said, he's a total game wrecker, and he's proven that.
Pop, I'll start with you. We know everything that Micah Parsons is. Complete game wrecker. He is, in my opinion, he's not the best edge in the National Football League. I give that to Myles Garrett. To me, he's the best pass rusher in the National Football League. I will give him that. He's tops there. Is there a scenario that you see where Micah Parsons is not in uniform week 1 and beyond, and can the Cowboys win without him?
Well, first of all, to answer your first question, I'm going to use the old Kevin Garnett. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. But no, okay? If I had to lay money, because Troy is right. I mean, people talk about trade. If Jerry does not sign Micah, trades Micah, you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. I mean, this is a personal, petty thing right now. It's gotten too personal. But the Cowboys are not a good defense without Micah Parsons. It's been proven statistically. All you analytics, just go look at the analytics. Not the run, not the pass. They can't get the quarterback. You need Micah. And I just can't see him starting the season without Micah Parsons. Yes, you're at this impasse. But I remember it was like that with Zeke a couple of years ago until the week of the season opener, and they got the deal done because they weren't going to start the season without Zeke. And they got the deal done. So I just can't see it happening. I mean, again, people talk about the Cowboys have all the leverage, okay, because they got the franchise tag and he's under contract.
Yeah, two franchise tags.
All of that. And Aikman's right. Micah got the leverage because they're horrible on defense without him. And you're talking about a window with Dak and CD and a new coach. This is not how you want to start the season. The idea that you're going to sacrifice this year when fans are already apathetic about the last 30 years and not have your best player, not put your best foot forward going against the Eagles game, that's Micah's leverage. I can't see Jerry going into the season not getting the deal done, not having Micah on the field, not having Micah happy.
Ali, you've been around this team. You've seen this team. What Micah being one of the leaders of this team is this? How is this impacting the defense with him not being there, with him not being present, and potentially, we don't know, but potentially not having him to open up the season?
Yeah. Look, as far as impact, think about the guys around him. Think about Sam Williams coming back from injury. Sam Williams is not in a year where he's really got to prove it because of that injury. He's not trying to do it without Micah Parsons. Like, having his presence is going to help him, regain form and, have somewhat of a breakout season that we were hoping to see out of him last year before he got, Micah's a game wrecker. His impact, mentioned his leadership. The defense is not the same without him. Think about this. Troy Aikman knows this very well because the Cowboys brought in a key piece that helped him in the Super Bowl during his time. That was Charles Haley. You can't expect to compete in your division when the best guy's not out there. Not to mention the fact that when you look at the Cowboys' schedule, I see winnable games early in the season. Chicago, I think, will be better with Ben Johnson, but that's a game I think they win.
Go Heels.
They need to win.
The Jets, Carolina, we know the Raiders later on. But when you get to that point where you're starting to play Philly, Kansas, that brutal stretch they have, and you don't have Micah there in the beginning, and if his impact of not being out there is costing you those games, whether you have him or not out in the field, your season might be over, a lot earlier than you want it to when you get into that stretch. Okay, we have Micah now out here for these later games, these tougher games, but because we didn't have him out there, we didn't do good in those games. What makes you think we do good in these games too? Knowing he's on the field, yes, but it could be too little too late. So his impact, they absolutely need it out there. He's a game wrecker. He's a game changer. As you said, Myles Garrett, better edge rusher, but Micah is, the better pass rusher getting after guys, No, I'm with Troy on this one. He has all the leverage. And if you think about it too, if this team is losing games because of the lack of pass rush, does not have him out there, does Jerry have in his mind, that just drives up his price? He has more leverage in these negotiations. You can't win without him.
Yeah, I think overall Jerry's okay with paying the price. I think Jerry enjoys this. This is sport for him. He likes the fact that on a Monday night football game against the Washington Commanders and the Cincinnati Bengals, topic of discussion is his Cowboys football team. That's what he likes. That's what he wants. You turn on any of the 4-letter networks, 3-letter networks that are doing any type of NFL coverage, in the A block of those conversations is Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones. And Clarence, you've been around here long enough. Jerry says, say good, say bad, just make sure you spell my name right. He enjoys this. He loves this. He knows what the price is. He is not oblivious to what this price is. And he's going to be okay paying it, just like he was okay paying it with everybody else. He'll get over the butt hurtness. But I do think you are costing your team vital time with their best player not being there. And these are the things that he necessarily doesn't put into consideration with saying, man, how does this affect Matt Eberflus? Right. How does this affect Brian Schottenheimer and the guys around him? But, Troy wants to be a GM. We all talked about him being a GM for the Cowboys. Don't know if it'll ever happen. But if he was in this situation, we all think he'd sign Micah Parsons. So hopefully Jerry Jones and the Cowboys and Micah Parsons and David Malugetta, they come to an agreement sooner rather than later. We're about 2 weeks away from the season opening up, and we need to see Micah Parsons out there on the field. We'll see how Jerry feels about that and has he gotten enough publicity from it all. But until then, remember this: eliminate the contingencies.